Hello everyone and welcome to another match. So, let's get on to the teams. On the blue team, we have Shen in the top lane. Nunu's gonna be the jungler. Lissandra is the mid laner. Smolder the AD carry. Lux the support. On the red side, we have Malphite in the top lane. Viego is gonna be the jungler. Yasuo in the mid lane. Misfortune, the bot carry, and Braum, the support. So, pointing out once again, I am going to be the Smolder in this game. However, there is a bit of an issue, I would say, with this one. For me, at least, but that's going to be shown during the match. I did pick up Smolder there because I didn't really feel like Jhin would have been the perfect pick here. I'm not too sure if that was the wisest choice, honestly. But yeah, that's part of it as well. So we see both sides going in here. Pretty much putting some pressure on top of him. But Lissandra goes in on the Yasuo. Gives him a bit of damage here. But Yasuo just exchanging a bit more here. And not really much going about this one. We do have Shen exchanging quite a bit with the Malphite. Malphite has lost quite a bit of HP already. But really not much is going on here on either side right now. Lux gets a good hit there. A good root there from the Lissandra as well. Yasuo goes in there. Quite a hefty sum to pay the price here. Oh, Yasuo still dashing around here. This could gets rooted up, and Lissandra auto attacks for the finish there. And that is a dead Yasuo. He did flash, so both sides have no flash here. This should be honestly a good communication, I would say, for this one. Shen and Malphite are still exchanging blows right now. Really much you can do about that. However, both sides just sitting up here. Malphite goes in there, gets Braum goes in there and gets hit there. Good taunt there from the Shen on the Malphite. Nunu comes in with the snowball. Quite a bit of damage there, and that's a dead Malphite, and that is 2-0 for the blue team in 2030, so they're not looking too bad right now. We're gonna bring this around right now and see how this one completely goes here. Oh, there is a snowball, goes on top of Yasuo. He gets hit as well. He's losing quite a bit of HP pretty deep there. Do claim the kill on him as well, so well done. 3-0. Almost a root up onto the Smolder. He has to be very careful about that one. Not the auto tech out of there, but a lot of damage being put into that one. Not enough to really finish the job here. Barrier has been used by Misfortune, so that is one of the summoners down in this case. And that is another double up hit there. Goes just in there. There is now a bit of an interesting situation. They're looking for the Smolder. Braum takes the damage here, but Nunu goes in with the snowball, but you can see Viego's there as well, so this fight is pretty dangerous, honestly, right now. Viego tries to get on top of there. Does get quite a bit of damage onto the Smolder. Nunu's there as well, but he's trapped between everybody else, and I don't know if you would chase that one that far down, to be honest. Viego is going pretty heavy here. Takes the damage and goes down to the tower shot. I don't get that one at all. That's a very weird play, and honestly, I'm gonna put it on myself right now. I should have backed here a long time ago. I should have just walked back here. You know what? Say the wave is toast. Just back off there. That's what I should have done. I decided against that. Nunu's still going for the chase. Gets a knock up on the Misfortune. Misfortune is gonna die there, and that's it. Nunu is still going for the Braum. I'm not too sure this is really a wise choice. Tries to get some hits in, but it's all fine. Right now, I would say it looks decent, but I would say it's not as good as I normally can be on some of my characters, and that's probably the part of it what I feel like is not working in this game. We're 5-1 right now. We're about 450 into this game. Malphite looking decent. Shen goes in for another taunt on the Malphite, puts some damage on him. But he's still half HP, has to be very careful about the situation. And everything looks fine here. Nunu picks up one of those and all is good. Goes in, gets rooted up once again, the Yasuo, but the wind wall blocks the claw there as well, so that's something to keep in mind right now. Lissandra is doing pretty well. Nunu comes in from the side, gets a knock up on the Yasuo. They root him up once again. Yasuo is not finding a way out of this one. Gets rooted up again. Another pick off here. And yeah, it's the Yasuo is getting punished pretty heavily in this game. That's going to be one of the parts I would say is done pretty well. 6-1 at 540 is a good thing. And 1000 lead. Oh, another gank from the Nunu. Gets on top of the Malphite. Does a lot of damage here. The Ignite goes through and Shen claims another kill. And all is good. It is pretty hefty part in this one right now, where's a lot going on here. Well, it does take quite a bit of damage there from the Q of Misfortune, but still not, I would not say too much here. So we got the 20 stack in there. That's quite a good position to be in right now. Nunu has been oppressive in this matchup yet. The problem is the Nunu is lacking the farm, and I feel like that could be a big issue. Drake is up, and that's going to be red team's pickup here since the Nunu has backed off at this timing, so that's going to be an easy Drake here. Not much to be really contested about. Right now, I would say probably back off if you're the blue bot lane and not really risk too much. We do have a 2,000 gold lead, but not really much going on about this one, really. Heavy play in favor of the blue team right now, I would say. Okay, that goes into the wall is a bit unfortunate there, I would say, for the Smolder to play that one out, especially Micah. I hate that bug that I don't really see the field, the E of Misfortune really that much. It is what it is. Nuna's once again going for a gank. It could be a very rough situation. There is the Shen ult as well to play around with. You see a good binding onto the Braum. A lot of damage here. Gets a knock up onto the Braum. Braum's dropping pretty low. The dragon comes out of there. That should be a kill on the Braum. Misfortune is half HP. I don't know why you would overextend there, honestly. That's a bad play, to be honest, from the Nunu there. But it's everybody else's fault there. And I kind of have a feeling that's where the match kind of flips on its head. Yeah. I don't know why. It feels like that's the point where the match flips on its head. 8-2 right now. 8:20 on the clock. And we'll see how this one goes. Shen is coming in close by right now. Trying to put some pressure on the Malphite, but not really much about that one. I think the ganks have been a bit too much there. So the Shen doesn't really have anything you want to go for. Malphite is not in a good position here. Nunu comes in from the side. Does put him into a position where they could root him up. They root him up with Lissandra as well, so he's not in a good spot. He ults out of there. Flash by the Lissandra. Nunu is not going luckily enough for this one. However, there is Viego and Yasuo coming in there, so that's another position to keep in mind right now. Lissandra walks into the Viego. They do get the root up here. Yasuo comes in from the side, so this is going to be very heavy. There's the Shen ult. Gets a taunt up on top of the Viego. He falls there, but they're doing a big fight here. Yasuo gets the ult off there. And that is a double kill for the Yasuo. And they're ignoring one ult, actually, in that fight. If we look at what happened there. The one who did get the knock up there was the Braum. The Braum ult gave the knock up for the Yasuo. Yeah, but you can kind of see the Nunu is becoming more excessive with the pings on the players. But yeah, no. It's absolutely not going well. A bit too aggressive there with the Smolder there, I would say. Especially with now the Braum coming back in. That was maybe a mistake on my side. Yep, That was absolutely a mistake on my side. I should have backed off pretty early there, and Lux has to pay the price for my misplay there as well. That is open and honest how that one went. Misfortune got a good hit off there. I took a bit too much damage from the ult. You can see the pressure mounting now in that one. I'll be the first one to admit that I didn't play that well. Viego's trying to get out of that one, but does that manage to dodge it? Yeah, so goes in there, gets rooted up. There's the Nunu ult. Can it do more damage here? Oh, they get on top of that one. Maybe they can get more out of this one. Shen is going a bit too far here. Nunu did back off there to get a freeze on Viego, and that is death there. But Malphite does have his ult, so that's another place to be careful about that when they're pushing him in. He goes in with the ult. Gets a good amount of damage, to be honest here. Nunu has to back away there, but doesn't do that and dies there. And that is a rough situation, to be honest. And now we're about 11-10 into the game. We got 11-9. The lead is slowly melting. We're still at about 1,000. We were almost by 2,000 in between. But that is gone right now, so that's something to keep an eye out for. We have a Leandris on the Nunu. We have Malignance on the Lissandra. Hubris on the Smolder. Meanwhile, on the red team, there is the Sunfire Cape on the Malphite. The Kraken Slayer on the Viego. Yasuo is going for the Blade of the Rune King. You can kind of see that Misfortune looks like she's going for the Collector in this case. And the Battle Pipes are on the Braum. And this is going to be a big situation to keep an eye out for right now. Both teams are trying to gain some advantages, but right now I'm not too sure if this is really what you want to do if you are this blue team. Shen goes in once again on the Malphite. He is one level down, and he has no item compared to the Malphite, and Malphite is just taking advantage of that one, beating him up as much as he can, and you can kind of see just how it goes completely against the Shen. Drake is up on the board, and that should be an easy claim for the red team because the Nunu has not really been showing himself up on the dragon. And almost half already down, not really much to contest here. And it looks almost like that is the Lux paying almost the price for that one. Shen does ult in there. Lissandra and Nunu come in from the side, but it's a bit too late. Good knock up there from the Braum, but not enough damage there, and Braum has to watch how that all develops here. Go in, Yasuo goes on top of them, gets taunted up there. This is an opportunity. Frozen up as well, taken out. 13-9 right now. That's a good spot to be in if you are the blue team right now. They're doing quite well. The Drake has been taken, so that's another thing we do have to keep in mind here. Good Q there from the Misfortune, and this is really where the blue bot lane should just back off and just take the farm. And that's what they're doing. The CS is not in a good spot there right now. It's about even, honestly, in the bot lane. The problem is the Misfortune has 3 kills, and the Smolder only has 1. And you can see there's almost 1,000 gold difference thanks to those kills. But that's how you kind of have to play it around right now. Good freeze from the Lissandra onto the Yasuo once again. The Yasuo is not looking too hot in this one. Lux is now in the mid lane trying to help out a bit. They do get one tower plating off of that. Force out the wind wall. Bramble Vest is there. Viego comes in from the side. He can pull the trigger immediately on that one. Lissandra is sitting there very patiently, and this is the part where Smolder has to just farm up as much as he can. He can't really do much about that one. Otherwise, Malphite is beating a lot up out of this one. It is what it is in this case right now. Can kind of see Lissandra just sitting there patiently. There's a lot of pressure being put on this one. Oh, good knocker from the Yasuo. There is, once again, a good one. But the problem is you have to find a way to follow us on. Nunu gets quite heavily in there, but Mom comes in there. Does claim out the misfortune, and that's a kill. I really don't get the Nunu here. I really don't. Honestly. Because there was a kill off of that one, and he's still pinging. Why the smolder is that far away. He comes in from the side. That is probably the play that was a mistake here. Should have backed off there as well. Let's get a good route here, so just back away and let everything go down. All is fine, yeah. That's how the bot lane plays it out. Malphite is a level ahead still, so this is a bit of a situation you gotta keep in mind right now. Nunu comes in with a good snowball, gets on top of the Malphite, but I'm not too sure this is the play you really want to do here. Right now, Malphite is holding up quite nicely. He has a lot of HP still left there. Nunu has only half HP left, but he can't really fight this. Malphite comes in with the ult there. This could be an interesting situation now. They do get a good hit on. Malphite goes on, and Nunu tapes his life there. There is the ignite, and there is the answer, but not enough, though. Lissandra finds Braum. There is more there, so Lissandra just walks away. And Shen is now in a really bad situation. He has to get away from this one completely. He's not going to get the recall here, is he? Let's see. They're finding him. They do know where he is. Yes, they find him. No chance for him whatsoever to get out of that one. Just managed to flash the stun, but they're still chasing him. They slow him down, stun him up. 3 are on him. What is he supposed to do there? He doesn't have a way out of that one, and Viego claims his life. Blue team do take the first turret, meanwhile. So that's something to keep in mind, really. 30 seconds till the next Drake. That should be a big objective right now. We do have the Rift Herald on board as well, so there's 2 objectives sitting around right now. And that's going to be a part of this play right now. You got to keep in mind. Oh, Viego's in there. Nunu's trying to get on top of the Viego. They do get a good root and an ult from Nunu as well, so they claim 1 pick off there, but there's a Malphite ult in him there. Shen ult goes on top of the Sandra. She's dropping pretty low. Flash out of the pit there, away from the final spark there. Yasuo has a wind wall, so Lux's moves are pretty inefficient right now. They get on top of the Lux as well. 1 down. There is the Shen left, and he is trying to do what he can. Does claim the life of the Yasuo, so a double kill here. Malphite has a triple out of this one, so both top laners get the kills out of this one. And Shen can't win this fight, and that's just a 1 fight for the Malphite. Then trying to do what he can, but he's going to get beaten down, and that's an unofficial quadra there. And here a lot of pressure. Get a lot of damage here. Mom comes in there as well, but not really much here. Back away. The barrier has been used, but Smolder, yeah. Should back off there. It's just how it should be right now. Just pick it up. We got the Drake available soon. Nunu goes pretty heavily in there. There's a back off there completely. Yeah, if you look at the chat and see all the Nunu spam, I don't know. He does quite good work. Nothing about that most of the time, but it's still not looking grandiose right now. So there is the Drake available right now. Lissandra gets a bit of pressure on top of the Viego. There is another Smolder as well. They go in there, they claim that one, and now they should just back off. They should not be fighting further. Malphite comes in with the TP there. Yasuo is there as well, and this is really not the fight you want to have happen here. A lot of damage being put on both of them, but Lissandra falls as well, and now Malphite ults the Smolder, takes him out there. Final spot goes out from the Lux, but not much about that one. There's the knock up there as well. And the biggest issue right now, I would say, is that Shen wasn't even close by, but that's maybe it. Right now, what I would say was maybe a bit of a problem, but otherwise, should have not really taken that fight. You got 2 out of that, and after that you should have just backed away and not tried to further that fight. That would maybe be what I would say right now was a bit a mistake. Shen does claim, meanwhile, does claim the top tier. good knock up there on the Yasuo. Nunu's trying to do what he can there, but he is getting knocked up there. Yasuo is just putting in the damage right now. He does have the Blade of the Rune King. And Yasuo claims a double off of that one. That's a bit of an awkward situation, to be honest. That means right now it's 20-19. We're about 20 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. And the lead has changed complete hands right now. It's 2,000 gold in the lead of the red team. Misfortune puts quite a bit of damage on there. And this is really where I make a mistake a lot in this game now. I try to do something about that when we have them coming in there. Yes, that's a trade I should have not taken. That is on me completely. They do try to get something out of it. Good flash from Misfortune out of Final Spark, and Lux dies there. My mistake kills Lux there as well. To be honest, they did get a freeze on the Malphite. He goes down. Lissandra clips the bounty, so this should be an opportunity for them to do something about that. Canary Rookin on that. And a lot of ults used there, but I said still, I would say a lot of my mistakes there as well. And I paid a price for that one. This is where I would think right now the Misfortune kind of wins out this game. It's closing in on an Infinity Edge. Meanwhile, I'm not in a good spot. I'm not too sure if the rapid fire cannon, I didn't bait myself into that one. But yeah, probably one of the issues really. They go in, Braum gets a good shield up there. Viego's coming in from the side looking for a good stun there. Lissandra gets on top of him first. He does flash in there, gets killed by the Final Spark there. And Braum has to walk away there. And this is where you don't want to really overextend. You have a good opportunity right now to play this out. Malphite is there. He does have an ult. He goes in, gets 3 knocked up there. And that's just an overextension pretty badly. Lissandra goes down as well. Shen is the next victim here. And I don't know why they overextended there a bit too much there. Herald is summoned there as well. Shen gets stove under the tower, and it's just not a play you want to extend there. They do get the knock on. Nunu gets the knock onto the Braum, and if he can get out of there, it's all good. Right now, I don't know if this is really the play you should be taking. Nunu's trying to get the tower there. Well, the mid-tier one does fall. There's that about it. That one falls as well, so there's some score here. Right now, we're in a spot where I would say it's not favorable for the blue team. It's about a 4,000 gold lead and a 4,000, yeah, almost 4,000 gold lead and a 1 kill lead, but they do have 2 drakes. They didn't have the Herald, so that's something to say about that one, but they have 2 drakes, they have kills, they have more towers down. Actually, not really. It just feels like it. The game. Nunu is far away, still running away, gets caught there. Drake is spawning in 20 seconds, and Nunu is just dead, unfortunately, for this one. Infinity Edge on the Misfortune, and this is going to be a big part of the problem right now. Shen is a bit caught out of there, but there's not really much they can do. They can try to contest it, but they don't have a jungler. There's a big boy Malphite in there. There's Braum. Is get a knock there, and they can't really contest much out of this one, really. You can throw some stuff in there, but not really much about taking this, really. Spark and Mom come in there, but the Drake wanders over to the red team. And that's an issue that they really have right now. That's the 3rd Drake for the red team, and it's a 4,500 gold lead. What are you going to do here, really? Gotta find ways to farm up, really, right now. Misfortune has a huge lead right now. We look at that, yeah. About a 4,000 gold lead is alone the Misfortune. And the Yasuo is in a decent spot. Nunu looks good. Malphite is pretty far ahead, but yeah. It's not really looking that good here in this matchup right now. You're getting on top of this one, trying to do what they can really. Goes in there, knock up as well. A lot of damage being put in by the Malphite. Not really much you can do there if you're on the side of them. Nunu tries to go for an ult, gets stunned as well, and a lot of damage being put in there. Not really much you can do in these fights. And that's probably part of the issue really right now. Malphite does go down, and problem is there's a Yasuo and a Viego trying to chase down this Smolder, get a knock up, kill him off there. And what are you going to do here, really? Shadow Flame on the Lysandra. She has now the Malignance, Lune's Echo, Shadow Flame, and that is pretty much it. Misfortune backing off here right now. And Nunu is soon respawning, but he is not having a good time right now. I feel like that's going to be a big problem about that one. And a lot of blame is going to be thrown around in this game, which makes kind of sense, but it is rough. It is rough how it goes down, this game, really. And that's kind of the issue, really. Braum gets a bit of an aggression point there. He can claim that immediately off there. Yasuo's trying to get out of there, but the snowball does hit him there. Lux throws once again an E into the wind wall. Gets stunned up by the Viego. Shen is coming around there, but there's not really much can be done about that one. Claim the part of that one, and Nunu just walks into the Misfortune ult. No chance to get really out of that one. And that is, I feel like, really a big issue in this game right now. You can kind of see that everybody's developing out of that. And that is going to be an easy Baron for them. This is how it seems in this game, really, right now. Baron claimed there by the red team. But yeah, a lot of blame will be thrown out this game completely. And that is part of the issue, really, in this one. And yeah, basically that's gonna happen here. They go in on top of the Malphite. Malphite uses his ultimate. There's a knock up there from the Braum as well, and a lot of damage has been put out of there. So there is now the execution from the Smolder as well. So Malphite goes down. Braum is trying to chase down Braum, but I don't think this is a good situation to chase further here. They go for the Misfortune. Misfortune managed to flash away the snowball, and now is the point where you would say back off and just live to fight another day, honestly. That looks like the blue team is doing. We're at 31-25 right now. And it's a 9,000 gold lead. Just how it is. 9,000 gold lead. And a lot of it is on the Misfortune right now. You can't say anything against that. But the problem, I would still say, is that a lot of players are trying to do a step too much here. You can kind of see how the map is developing right now. 30 seconds up till the next Drake. It's going to be a big part of this one, really, right now. I feel like the Soul could be deciding in this game. There is the Baron buff. And a lot of people are backing off. Rapid Fire is now on the Smolder. I think maybe not the Rapid Fire can, but I don't really think I could have gotten Infinity Edge in the time I would have needed it, really. Because the game is not developing in our favor right now. Nunu is bot side, so that's something to keep in mind right now. Bit of damage is being put onto the Braum there. But Nunu is not even close right now to this Drake. It's burning pretty low right now, and there's not really much you can do about that. When Mom comes through there, quite a bit of damage here. A bit of a too far forward step there from the Smolder, honestly. And Nunu just takes his time. I don't know why he just comes in that late. Let's kill off the Misfortune, but still not having a good fight there. Good taunt there from the Shen, but nobody's there to really do anything about it, and that's a kill. That's an ace there. And you can just see that fight just really did not work out in any favor whatsoever. The red team will take advantage of that one. We'll probably finish off this match, to be honest, off of that play. Get the soul, 30 minutes and 10 seconds right now. They do take the inhibitor, so that's going to be that Noon Quiver on the Misfortune. Not really much can be done here. The wave is a bit slow there. Baron buff is still available as well. From has been taking the tower shots there. First turret goes down. Quite a bit of damage here. There is quite a bit of damage still going in there. They do try to put as much as they can right now, but there is a kill there as well. Malphite goes down. And now the Nunu is still chasing up here. I don't know why he would try to chase the Yasuo here. This is not a good spot to be in. Mom comes in there trying to help out as much as he can. But yeah, he just survives there. And now there is the Viego jumping in, gets a stun there. Taunt up there as well. A lot of damage. Viego gets another jump there. 2 down. A bit of a misplay on my case. I should have not chased that one. Quadra for the Misfortune. And that is another kill. And honestly, that's how Misfortune will probably end this game. We should have not tried to bail out the Nunu there. Honestly, that's one of the parts, honestly. And with that, the blue team surrender 4-1. GG. Red team win, and I lose. I don't know how much I lose. I lose enough that I fall down to silver 3 again, though. Thank you so much for watching. And goodbye and good night.